Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that has fascinated believers and theologians for centuries. What exactly does heaven look like? The Bible gives us beautiful but sometimes brief glimpses. But what if there was an ancient text that offered a full-on guided tour? Well, there is, and it's a powerful one. I'm talking about the Book of Enoch. This ancient text, while not included in our traditional biblical canon, has captivated people for generations with its incredibly vivid descriptions of celestial realms. It takes the idea of heaven and expands it, revealing not a singular place, but a magnificent, multi-layered reality with 10 distinct levels. So, get ready. We're embarking on a journey to explore what Enoch's revelations tell us about the divine mysteries, the cosmic order, and the very nature of heaven itself. Let's dive in. Heavens 1 to 3. Earthly order, divine justice, and eternal paradise. First, let's step into the first three heavens. The first heaven is a place that feels both familiar and deeply profound. According to Enoch, this is what we might imagine as the sky that stretches above us, the realm of clouds, winds, and ever-changing weather patterns. But it's not just atmospheric phenomena. It's a space teeming with divine purpose and supervision. Enoch witnesses angels in charge of the treasuries where snow, hail, rain, and dew are stored. These aren't chaotic warehouses, but highly organized realms governed by angels acting under God's direct command. Every snowflake, every raindrop is not accidental, but part of God's intricate design for the world. This description powerfully emphasizes that God is sovereign, even over the smallest elements of nature. The forces of weather, whether a gentle drizzle or a powerful storm, respond to divine instructions. It's a beautiful picture that aligns perfectly with verses like Job 38:22, where God asks, "Have you entered the storehouses of the snow or seen the storehouses of the hail?" It shows us that nature itself is a testament to God's handiwork. Moving beyond the skies, we enter a starkly different landscape in the second heaven. Enoch paints a grim and sobering picture, a realm filled with darkness, gloom, and captivity. This is the prison for the fallen angels, those once majestic and powerful beings often referred to as the Watchers. These were the ones who abandoned their divine calling, corrupted humanity by introducing forbidden knowledge and sin, and now await their final judgment in chains. In this eerie and foreboding place, Enoch is confronted with the stark reality of divine justice. The second heaven serves as a powerful reminder that even the mightiest beings are not beyond the reach of God's authority. Their punishment is not just physical, but spiritual, a separation from the light of God's presence. It offers insight into God's unwavering justice, reassuring us that though sin may seem to go unpunished for a time, God is not indifferent. In contrast to the oppressive darkness of the second heaven, the third heaven bursts forth with indescribable beauty and radiance. This is the domain where the Garden of Eden still flourishes, untouched by the corruption that tainted its earthly counterpart. It's not just a memory of paradise lost, but a living, eternal paradise sustained by God's presence. Here, Enoch witnesses the splendor of creation in its purest form. Trees are lush with abundant fruits, shimmering with heavenly light, and the air is filled with the fragrance of divine life. Rivers of crystal clear water flow gently, reflecting a brilliance that words can barely capture. Enoch describes the third heaven as the dwelling place for the souls of the righteous, those who have lived in faithful obedience to God. They are gathered here, experiencing a foretaste of eternal joy and resting in the knowledge that their earthly trials are over. Heavens 7 to 10. Ultimate glory, divine mysteries, and final judgment. Finally, we arrive at the highest realms of heaven. The seventh heaven takes us to the very heart of divine majesty. Here, Enoch sees the throne of God itself, surrounded by countless angels worshiping him day and night. This is the pinnacle of heavenly glory, where God's presence shines with overwhelming light. Enoch witnesses an awe-inspiring scene. The throne of God, radiating purity and power, stands as the center of all existence. The imagery of the throne room is not merely a description of a physical space. It represents the ultimate reality of God's sovereignty over all creation. Everything in heaven revolves around worshiping Him, and every being is created to glorify His name. This vision fills Enoch with awe, a reminder that heaven is ultimately about God's glory. It emphasizes that worship is not just an act, it is the very essence of existence in the heavenly realm. The 8th through 10th heavens deal with profound divine mysteries and the final judgment. The 8th heaven teaches us about the unfathomable nature of God. It reminds us that God is not just a distant creator, but an active participant in the intricate details of our lives. Each piece of knowledge in this realm reflects God's sovereignty and the divine order that governs the universe. As Enoch observes, it becomes clear that while human understanding is limited, God's perspective encompasses all time, weaving together every thread of existence into a magnificent tapestry of His design. Moving into the 9th heaven, Enoch encounters a realm filled with light and glory, a sanctuary of divine holiness where God's purposes are unveiled. The atmosphere is thick with reverence, and Enoch is struck by the reality that God sees all. Nothing is hidden from His gaze. Enoch sees countless books containing the records of every person's deeds, meticulously chronicled for the day of judgment. Finally, in the 10th heaven, Enoch is brought face to face with the ultimate reality of divine judgment. This sacred space is where God's final plans for creation converge, culminating in the ultimate reckoning. Here, the atmosphere is charged with both fear and awe, as Enoch witnesses the majesty of God on His throne, preparing to render judgment. What Enoch's vision means for us. So, what does this journey through the Book of Enoch's 10 heavens mean for us today? It offers us a breathtaking glimpse into spiritual realities beyond our world. It reminds us of God's sovereignty, justice, and the eternal joy awaiting those who remain faithful to Him. Enoch's vision challenges us to live with an eternal perspective. Just as the angels obey God's commands, we too are called to walk in obedience. And just as the righteous rest in the Garden of Eden, we are invited to find our rest in Christ. The message is clear. God is sovereign, His judgment is sure, and His promises are true. Heaven is real, and it is waiting for those who live according to God's will. This journey through Enoch's vision is a profound one. What part of it resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments below.